It's the summer of rosé, and while you're sipping on a nice cool glass, the wine industry is sipping on some pretty big profits. Just this year alone, rosé revenue increased over 50%. So what's behind this trend? Matt Labasi here for FoxBusiness.com, and we are live at the beautiful Plaza Hotel at the very appropriate Rose Club, and I'm joined by Tunç and Aylin Doker, who are the Turquoise Life beverage brand founders and VieVité Provence Rosé. Yes, guys, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Matt. For
Super
us.
fun. It is the summer of rosé.
Absolutely.
You got everything from frosé to rosé brunches to everything. It really skyrocketed. So we're going to get into everything. So before we get into it, just first off, just kind of tell us, what is Turquoise Life Brands? What's that all about?
So Turquoise Life, the vision started about 8 years ago when Aylin and I pondered and identified that the rosé category could be an emerging category. We wanted to act agile, really brought to the market something that we felt was positioned well in a space that we could really own. And that's what we have here with VieVité. Since then, Turquoise Life has really expanded as a wine and spirits company. We're distributed here in the USA nationally. We have a portfolio of about 20 plus brands, really focused on rosé. That's our specialty.
So you guys are importers of wine, spirits, and all the good stuff.
Exactly.
All the good stuff. Tell me about your backgrounds. I know both of you. Go ahead, Aylin. So are you just a fan of drinking? What do we got?
I'm a fan of wine. Thanks to Tunç, who's introduced me to the world, but also my background is actually law. So
okay.
I was a lawyer in my former life.
That helps with the business,
it
right?
Does help with the business.
It helps
so
a little
keeps me out of trouble.
It keeps you out of trouble.
Tunç being the visionary and strategist that he is, I'm here to balance and to give the conservative point of view.
And Tunç, what's your background? I know
Yes,
you've been around.
I've had the privilege of managing some hefty-duty champagne brands, worked with a leading champagne company, as well as managing wines before starting Turquoise Life.
Okay. So tell me about VieVité. It's kind of your crown jewel of the rosé under your brands, right?
Yes,
So
indeed.
tell me about it.
It is. VieVité is something special. It's our flagship, our crown jewel. It comes from Domaine Sainte-Marie. Domaine Sainte-Marie is in a very special part of Provence, in Saint-Tropez, situated about 15 kilometers inland from Saint-Tropez in a really beautiful valley. So you almost have somewhat of a microclimate there and almost its own little ecosystem. You have the beautiful slopes. You have the breeze from the water. So everything that the vines really, really love. It has history dating back to 1884. Wow. It has the tradition. And lucky for us, the marriage we have with the winery, they embrace the innovation that we put into the bottle. So just a really, really incredible place. And the natural ecosystem they talk about, they have fresh water coming through the winery, beautiful microclimate, and they even have sheep mowing the lawn.
Oh, wow.
So
wow.
It's really end-to-end biodynamic experience.
Very cool. All right, so if you're just joining us now, I'm with Tunç and Aylin Doker, who are Turquoise Life brand founders, talking rosé wine. A lot of good support already. They want to know if I get free samples, and yes, I do get free samples. Thank you very much. And love rosé, love rosé. So let's go back a little bit. What is rosé wine?
Yeah. Rosé wine historically has developed its kind of definition, whereas maybe 20 years ago it was referred to as blush,
right.
But more so today, and especially in the past nearly 10 years, people see that rosé is a drier style of wine, while many wine regions are producing their expression of rosé. I think what we're seeing is consumers gravitate to the Provence style. Provence it tends to be dry, fruity. In Provence, southern France, along the Côte d'Azur, they've been producing rosé for more than 100 years, and this is not an afterthought. It is a part of their DNA,
history,
culture,
their
and history. Yeah. Exactly. Really, had they have the cachet, the terroir, and really the quintessential expression of rosé.
Not to get too into, what is it? I know, when you talk about the whites, it's not a white zin, it's not a typical blush. How is it made and what makes it special?
Yeah, so what really goes into rosé are mainly red grapes. Okay. There are 5 quintessential grapes coming from the Provence area. And, it's quite interesting because when you squeeze those red grapes, out comes a white juice. Well, then how does it get pink? Well, it's a maceration with the skin, so contact with the skin, ranging, depending on the wineries, 24 to 48 hours, let's say, possibly 72. So that then bleeds some of the red, the
Into
pink.
it, and
goes
that's
from
what
white to
gives
green.
it the color.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now, years ago, and I told you guys this story off camera earlier, I went wine tasting a few years ago, and it was looked down. I said, oh, can I have a rosé or even the blushes? And it was like, you don't want to drink that.
Yeah.
But now, like we said, summer of rosé, how did that even happen? What came about?
It's been very dynamic. While the wines category grows roughly around 2 to 3%, to see a category really shine in numbers of 55+% a year, it really shows the dynamicism of a category. The category has taken market share away from other sort of traditional beer, cocktails, summer cocktails. We see it taking away from bubblies, from white wines, and really emerging. I think we're just getting started. I think there's a lot of signs that will show the health of the category really continue to grow.
Just last year, Rosé raked in $389 million in revenue. U.S. wine sales in 2016 was $59.5 billion. So it's still a small chunk, but that's still a pretty big chunk,
growing,
like we were saying.
and it's being recognized and taken much more seriously.
Yeah.
While previously we saw a huge bell curve, summertime, that's where mainly the sales were coming in. We're seeing that sort of round out and be a little bit more on the tail ends of the year, which is awesome. I think people are enjoying rosé during Thanksgiving, during winter, during Valentine's Day, not just during hot days.
Hot days.
Exactly.
What's the consumer trend? Is it the millennials that are buying it up? Is it just people rediscovering wine? Where are they coming from?
You mentioned millennials. We are very keen on focusing on millennials.
Yeah.
We definitely listen to them. They're a very relevant part of who our target consumer is. It's interesting you mentioned Rosé. Rosé is a trend that's going
It's
in
the frozen,
it's going in such a fun direction.
The frozen rosé.
Completely, and we completely embrace that. We love that. So we mentioned we have other rosés in our portfolio that we have rosé programs with, signature cocktails. We just have so much fun with it. It's a dynamic category. We have rosé cocktails that we do. It's fun. We can be versatile with rosé, and it's certainly a growing category. And we're really interested in just keeping up with those trends.
So jumping off that, I know we said it's taking away a little bit from the other, but the industry as a whole is doing well. Yeah. So what does this do for it? This kind of trend, does it kind of reignite the wine industry, the spirits industry?
Well, I think shifts and new trends, are healthy. I think that's the wines and spirits category just kind of always reinventing itself, always new things coming up and evolving. So we embrace it. The shift and pendulum of rosé category has allowed companies like ourselves and Turquoise Life really nourish and be serious.
Yeah.
Because of our foothold within the rosé category, we've been able to leverage other wines and spirits and even into our portfolio.
Putting that business business hat back on in 2010, what writing did you see in the wall? What made you say, like, okay, this is going to be big in 5, 7, 10 years?
Sure. So we were going off of the economic downturn.
Sure.
We saw that the market was changing. Consumers, we felt, that maybe we're spending a lot of their time and money being entertained late into the night or into early morning. We're looking to become a little bit more health conscious, maybe enjoy times during the day, enjoy drinks that are more affordable,
sure,
that are fun, and give a great lifestyle. Rosé is about an expression. It's about a happy place. It's about a festive place.
Right.
And we saw that the market will shift towards that. We were one of the first. We hope we were able to help grow and promote the category, and we're delighted to see the developments there.
Are wine drinkers more casual now? I'm picturing this on a Sunday brunch or picnic or taking the dog for a walk and popping open a bottle. Are they a little more casual as opposed to that wine connoisseur, snooty, sniffing the bottle? What do you guys see?
Well, the beauty of rosé is that you're able to be a little bit more casual. It's more versatile, so you can have it by the beach or by the pool, but you can also have a nice meal to enjoy with it. Wine in general, I think actually these days, and even going back to millennials, they're more sophisticated because they have so much knowledge at their fingertips. So what we love about VieVité is that, in the bottle you have the history, the cultivation, and the tradition, but we've also collaborated with our winery to bring innovation and bring something to the market that's aspirational for our consumers. So we really want our consumers to be inspired by what's in the bottle, and where they're drinking it, how they're consuming it, and enjoy it from end to end.
Very good. All right, so let's talk VieVité right now. Let's go through what we have. Let's have a little wine tasting,
Yes,
shall we? Let's have some fun. I've been staring at it all day.
Good.
So tell me about this bottle that we have here and kind of what I'm looking for.
Sure.
This is VieVité. So VieVité is, as you mentioned, it's if you will, your more casual rosé. It's well, I say casual. It's got a lot of punch in it. You have very indigenous grapes, so Grenache, Syrah, Cinsault, and Carignan. Just very nice, crisp mineral. You can pair it with a fish, with a nice, light olive oil pasta, or with a bucket of French fries, my personal favorite.
Okay, sure. Okay, and then so what's the proper way to actually drink a wine? Is it a swirl and a sniff and
swirl is just to get the effervescence out.
Going.
You can see a lot of quite an expressive style of rosé, very fruit forward.
It hits you almost like a champagne.
Yes,
right. It kind of
That minerality comes out, and because it's by the coast, you do have that mineral and crisp, almost sea salt that you would get with a champagne. Which is
okay.
really
All right. I'm gonna take a sip here and see what we're working with. Very crisp.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Do you get the fruitiness?
I do.
Red berries, strawberries, cherries. Hopefully, gravitating your palate to go on to the next sip.
Okay. Now, how much does this bottle go for?
$20.
$20. Okay, great. Now let's go to the next one that we have here that we pre-poured over there.
Yes.
So this is. Go ahead. Tell me about this one right here.
So this is VieVité Extraordinaire. It's the king of our portfolio. It's more of the reserve, if you will. So I mentioned there's a lot of history at our winery. This is bottled with predominantly Grenache, and the Grenache wines are 80 years old.
Oh, wow.
So that's something really, truly, and a tribute to its name, it's extraordinary for the Provence region.
And what is this good for? Is this good for a little bit?
So this one is really a wine lover's rosé. So you could pair it with a heavier meal, with a duck or a lamb, and you'll see that it even has legs. It's just has a lot of complexity to it, but still very smooth and enjoyable.
Let's give it a try here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Lot smoother. And not as champagne-y, if that's the amateur way of saying it. Very good, very smooth, very cool.
Soft and elegant, yet intense in flavor.
Yes, very good. All right, so wrapping things up, kind of what's next for Turquoise Brands? What can we look out for?
Yeah, right. We want to continue nourishing our brands. We have 8 rosé brands, so we take rosé very seriously, and we see a lot of opportunity. We'll import nearly 100,000 cases of rosé to the USA, and we really want to continue our strong growth in that. We are diversifying. We look to really the demands, especially for VieVité, have gone global. While we're distributed in a handful of countries in Europe, we see growth opportunities in Canada, Australia, even Asia, or some demands there. So a lot of work to be done, and it's an exciting time for us.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. So you saw rosé writing on the wall. What's the next trend? What's the next go-to drink of choice?
Premium rum.
Premium rum.
Yes.
Okay, you heard it here first. Premium rum.
Under-indexed, I feel, especially with the growth of the brown spirits category, whether it's bourbon, whiskey, scotch, I feel that there's an opportunity here for premium rum.
So a little high-end premium
high-end,
rum.
You almost want to drink it in a sniffer, almost like a cognac, maybe some ice. I feel like that is the next best
next big thing?
Yes.
Okay, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone, thank you for joining us. Matt Labasi here for FoxBusiness.com. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Fun. That's good. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's the
Done.
good stuff. Very cool.
Thank you.
Fun.